Was I good? And are you gonna talk to me tomorrow?
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Ben?
Surprise! Oh God, that took forever. So, how was she?
It's fucking awesome.
In a small Ohio town, 16-year-old Maggie Thompson arrives with her mother Erica, both looking for a fresh start after a painful divorce. Erica has come home to the place she grew up, hoping familiar streets and old memories can soften the shape of a broken family into something they can carry. Maggie doesn't know a single face in the hallways of her new school, doesn't know the town, doesn't know the woman across the way who is already watching. What she also doesn't know is that her mother's hometown is about to hand her a nightmare with 2 decades of patience behind it. Her first day passes in that familiar fog of being the new girl. Lost in the corridors between classes, Maggie crosses paths with a girl named Jeannie whose wheelchair has run out of battery, and she quietly helps push her along. At lunch, a bright, outgoing girl named Haley approaches her and invites her to a party that night, but Maggie politely declines, telling Haley she already has plans to go to a music festival with her mother. When she gets home, Erica breaks the news that she has to cover a shift for a coworker and the festival is off. Left alone in a house she barely recognizes, Maggie picks up her phone and texts Haley back to accept. Soon after, Haley pulls up outside in a van packed with friends, and Maggie is introduced to Andy, Chaz, and Daryl. The party, they tell her, has fallen through, so they've decided to drive around and drink, instead the only problem being that they're all underage. Daryl tries to flag down strangers outside a liquor store, but no one bites, and the group turns to Maggie because she's new in town and looks harmless. She approaches a woman named Sue Ann Ellington in the parking lot, who almost turns her away until Andy steps out of the van and something quiet shifts across Sue Ann's face. She agrees to buy their alcohol without another word.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Sue Ann. There's my girl.
What Sue Ann does next, none of them can see. As the group drives off, she catches the logo on the side of the Van Hawkins security and something in her freezes. She goes back to work, hunts them down on social media, and places an anonymous phone call to a man named Ben Hawkins, calmly informing him that his son Andy is out drinking with his friends at the rock pile. Before long, cops arrive at the rock pile and confront the kids. The officer tells Andy his father sent them and offers the group one chance to clear out before things get worse. Shaken and grateful, the teenagers apologize and drive home, but they don't want the night to end there, and by the following evening, they're back looking for Sue Ann again. This time she tells them it's too risky to hand off alcohol near her workplace and asks them to follow her somewhere safer. She leads them to her own house, opens the door to her basement, and offers it as a place to drink without fear of cops or parents. She lays down her rule: don't spit on the floor, don't ever go upstairs, and call her ma. The basement, in one night, becomes the most popular hangout in town.
That's gangster, bro. You guys are cute.
I had pizza roaster.
When Chaz makes a passing comment about redesigning the space, Sue Ann pulls a gun and orders him to strip. He's frozen, terrified, doing exactly as told until she starts laughing and reveals the gun doesn't even work. It's a joke, she tells them, and they laugh with her because what else are teenagers supposed to do when the adult in the room decides she's one of them?
Okay, follow my fingers.
It was nice to meet you.
I haven't had this much fun in God knows how long.
Later, when she waves them off from her porch, her memory drifts back to a night at 16 when a boy walked up to her at a party with the same look Andy wore in the liquor store lot. The next day, Sue Ann is quietly scrolling through Erica's social media and then walking into the casino where Erica works. She's not there long before she spots Ben Hawkins and his girlfriend Mercedes, 3 faces from the same high school class, sitting in the same room again. Mercedes staggers over to Erica drunk and tries to humiliate her, and Ben has to pull his girlfriend away before it gets worse. Sue Ann stands very still and watches them go. That night, she plants liquor bottles beside Andy's van as a gift, and the kids find them the moment they climb inside. Attached is a text message from Ma, inviting every teenager at the school to a party at her basement, and they come, in droves.
How you guys doing?
While the music rises downstairs and old memories drag Sue Ann back to a girl who was still hoping to be liked, a loud banging thuds from the floor above. Sue Ann rushes upstairs claiming her ice machine has broken, but what she's actually doing is injecting someone in a locked room with medication. Downstairs, Haley needs a bathroom and the basement one is occupied, so despite the rule, she and Maggie sneak up. Maggie hears Sue Ann scolding someone through a closed door, and instinct takes over. She pulls Haley out fast. Sue Ann catches them on the stairs and lashes out for breaking her one rule. The night ends before it's meant to. Is there any teenager alive who wouldn't blame themselves for what happened next? By morning, Sue Ann has flooded Maggie's phone with apology texts, and the girls agree to steer clear of her. But Andy chooses that same morning to ask Maggie to be his girlfriend, and the whole group wants to celebrate. Sue Ann corners them at school, apologizes again, invites them back, and this time they lie about homework and slip past her.
Girl, you need to watch your mouth. Okay, bye.
A few days later, one of the group has a birthday, and the party lands back in Sue Ann's basement anyway. When she notices Andy and Maggie getting close, she takes Maggie aside with the quiet weight of a woman who has rehearsed the moment, warns her to be careful with boys, and offers her a drink. Within moments, Maggie's vision blurs, and the room goes black. She wakes up the next morning in her own bed, bruised in places she can't explain, her favorite earrings missing. Andy tells her she was too drunk to walk and that he had to carry her home. She believes him because she has no other version of the night. She tells him she's never going back to Sue Ann's and asks him to do the same.
Okay, I won't. But now you have to go get egg rolls with me.
But Sue Ann is nowhere near done. She floods the group with texts, then buys a new number when Haley posts a video begging the whole school to block her. She lures them to the rock pile, tells them she has an emergency, and when they arrive, she breaks down and confesses that she's been fighting cancer, that the medication has been making her act strangely. All of them soften except Haley, who notices Sue Ann is wearing a bracelet that belongs to one of their friends. Maggie realizes then that her missing earrings weren't the only piece of jewelry that's gone missing.
Go to that bitch's house.
While Sue Ann is at her clinic, Haley and Maggie break into her house. Inside, they find a photograph of Sue Ann's old high school class, Erica, Ben, and Mercedes among them, and drawers full of stolen jewelry, and photographs of each of the teenagers they know. And that is when they realize the woman across the town has been building a shrine. Meanwhile, Ben walks into Sue Ann's veterinary office looking for a new vet and lingers in her reception area, reminiscing about how wild their high school days were. He invites her to meet him at a pub after work, and she accepts with the composure of a woman who has been waiting 20 years to be asked. The memory that surfaces in her afterward is not gentle, it is Ben as a boy, using her crush against her to lure her into a dark closet at a party. Back inside the house, Maggie and Haley run into Jeannie, who is very much able to walk. Jeannie is Sue Ann's daughter, kept upstairs, kept quiet, kept sick by a mother who has been drugging her under the story of a bad spine. The girls agree not to tell Sue Ann what they've seen and slip out just before she returns home. What kind of mother locks her own daughter away to give herself a reason to keep hurting?
Get out of here.
Jeannie! You been down here messing with these kitties? Well, they've been moved.
That night at the pub, Sue Ann waits for Ben with her hair done and her memories churning. But when he arrives, he doesn't want to drink. He pulls out a personal GPS tracker, the same kind he keeps on every one of his company vehicles, and tells her he knows exactly where his son has been spending his nights. He accuses her of trying to settle old scores through his kid and warns her plainly that if she doesn't stop, he will hurt her himself.
You understand me?
Maggie tries to warn Andy about everything they've found in Sue Ann's house, but he defends her. His own mother acted strangely when she had cancer, he says, and he isn't ready to write Sue Ann off. When Maggie gets home, she finds Sue Ann sitting in her living room, pretending to check on the family dog. Erica introduces them warmly, telling Maggie that she and Sue Ann went to school together, while Sue Ann calmly plays a woman who has never met Maggie before.
Oh, shoot, look at me. Just get so attached to these animals so quickly.
That night, alone, Sue Ann is dragged back into the worst memory of her life, the one where she stepped out of a dark room at a high school party expecting Ben Hawkins and found the entire class laughing at her because the boy inside had never been him. She gets in her car, drives out to the road where Mercedes jogs every morning, and runs her down without a moment's hesitation. Some debts don't fade with time, some sharpen. Later that night, Maggie hears her dog whimpering in the backyard and finds him bleeding from a paw. Erica reaches for her phone to call the only veterinarian she knows, but Maggie stops her and tells her everything: the earrings, the photographs, the drugged drink, the daughter in the upstairs room. Erica is furious, but her fury lands on the wrong target, and she locks Maggie in her room for going behind her back. Meanwhile, Ben tracks his son's van straight to Sue Ann's driveway and forces his way inside. Sue Ann drops him with a single blow, ties him to a bed, and starts injecting him with veterinary medication as he screams beneath her.
I was just a kid. No.
The next night, she throws another party, the loudest one yet, and half the school pours through her basement. She sends Maggie a taunting video showing Andy laughing in the crowd, then holds up Maggie's missing earrings on camera like a trophy. Maggie drives over immediately and finds her friends already deep in the haze of drugged drinks. When she tries to explain what's happening, Sue Ann slips upstairs to put Jeannie to bed. Maggie takes her chance and heads for the second floor looking for a way out. What she finds instead is Ben Hawkins naked, bloody, barely alive, chained to a bed. And behind her, Sue Ann already has the needle in her hand. Maggie wakes up in the basement with a dog collar around her neck. Her friends are unconscious around her, and Sue Ann is moving between them with slow, careful cruelty, pressing a hot iron against Chaz's stomach, sewing Haley's lips together, painting Daryl's face white while she speaks over him in a voice that has been rehearsing this humiliation for 20 years. When Andy comes to and tries to kiss her, hoping to buy his way out, Sue Ann recognizes the exact move his father used on her at 16. She stabs him in the neck.
Liar.
Why are you doing this?
I will slit your throat, you hear me?
A police officer knocks at the door, sent by a worried parent, but Sue Ann sends him away with a calm lie, and Jeannie appears at the top of the stairs to back her up. It almost works. Then Maggie screams from the basement. Sue Ann shoots the officer dead where he stands and drags his body inside with Jeannie's help.
Girl, Maggie. Told you not to make a sound.
Down in the basement, Sue Ann rearranges her captives, hands Maggie a phone, and orders her to take a group photograph the class picture she never got. When it's done, she wraps her hands around Maggie's throat, and that is the moment her own daughter steps forward and knocks her out cold. A few candles tip over in the struggle, and the fire begins to climb. Maggie and Jeannie work fast to free the others, and outside, Erica arrives with a friend just in time to pull every one of them out into the driveway. But when Sue Ann comes to, she still refuses to let Jeannie leave. She calls Maggie weak, tells her she is exactly like her mother. And Maggie, who has been shrinking through the entire film, finally lifts a knife and stabs her. They carry Jeannie out. They leave Sue Ann inside her burning house. And as the flames climb the walls, Sue Ann drags herself upstairs, lies down beside Ben's dead body in the bed she chained him to, and closes her eyes for the last time. Some wounds never wanted healing. Some just wanted company at the end.